everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of The Real Realtor of Houston, where I'm Kendall Peacock Butler, The Real Realtor of Houston. And after much long-awaited patience of making sure that everybody had time, because we've been out here making money, honey, okay? I finally got the people that if they can't make that light go green, we're gonna be at red when it comes to buying a house. I have Miss Toi Parnell and Miss Angela Martin, who are two of my preferred lenders that I work with, that if they can't give you a green light, if a lender, mortgage broker, mortgage professional cannot give you a green light or a pre-approval, all that you're doing is just looking at houses. You ain't even hunting for houses, you just house viewing at that point, because you're not gonna be able to go anywhere with it. So if you're thinking about coming into the market to purchase a home, you need to be talking with your real estate professional first, because they have partners that they build relationships with who have a team. Miss Sean, what's your last name again?
Jones.
Miss Sean Jones. Miss Sean Jones. All right. Miss Angela Martin. We're going to start with the queen. Go ahead, tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Angela Martin. I'm a mortgage broker, and I'm also a master tax advisor. I wear many hats. Most of them, well, all of them are financial. So I have helped many clients obtain the dream of homeownership in Houston and surrounding areas. Many, for many years. I feel that my background in finance and accounting, it allows me to structure deals and put things together in a way where it helps the clients. Because most people that come to us, they don't feel that they're able to purchase. So the knowledge that I have with that in that area, it allows me to give them more options. Mm-hmm. And then the fact that we're mortgage brokers, so that is a little bit different from a regular lender, because we're able to work with that lender and hundreds of others in order to find that client the right interest rate, the right product, the right everything, because most loans, they're like social security numbers, they're not the same. That's right. Yeah, so the market changes, things change, and a lot of time clients may come to us and say, well, my friend, they had a this or that, but their whole situation is different. So that's why we tailor it strictly to the client. Absolutely. Just for the client.
That's what I tell people. They were like, well, my sister bought their house.
Yeah.
Was able to do it. I'm like, oh, it's my God.
Chalkboard to me, like, yeah. Because we hear that so many times. It's like, okay, just like you woke up and the day changed, so does the market. So does the situations. It changes every single day. And we have to make sure that we're aware of all the different guidelines changes. Every time the market changes, we have to be up to date with that. And that's where the professionalism come in at. Because you want to have that person that's been in the industry long enough that they can tell you how to work your file and get your deal done. Because that's the end result.
Yeah. Because people, just because they decide they want to put on this hat, like everybody want to jump with a realtor. Oh, I'm going to get my loan officer license. And it's just like, you can get that all day long, but if you don't know what to do with it, it's like you can get your driver's license, but you don't really know how to drive a car.
Absolutely, until you get in
until you get into that car accident, and your mama in there like
rethinking everything, like
yeah. And that's real talking, like you said, being able to have that background that you come from, and being able to give that as like, hey, not only do I know how to get you into a home, I know what type of loan you should be getting into. Investors, what is it? Schedule C. Yeah. That's what it is. I was like something 13 or C13. I don't know, because I was in the Navy, so it ain't nothing but form numbers. But yeah, me and my friends, we talk about that. We come from so many diverse backgrounds, and it's like you're not one. It's not this one thing that makes up who you are. We have so much that we're able to offer, and for you to be a powerhouse walking around with a tax firm.
I'll see you the next one.
Yes.
Y'all.
I'm not driving, nigga.
So speaking on how beautiful of a relationship you built with them, how they were able to come in and really, in an impossible situation, still give you that hope and get you and your family into a home when you were like, I don't know what to do. So you've been able to come and work for their company now?
Yeah, so actually I was in nonprofit for about 20 years, and I lost my job due to COVID. And I just thought I was going to be able to get back out there. Quick and easy. And it wasn't that case. And Angela called me one day and she needed an assistant and needed somebody to clean up some things. And I didn't even know if it was so much mortgage at the time. It might have been the taxes or H&R Block. I'm not even quite sure. It's been about 3 years now. I never left. One of the things that I had admired, like I said, is I look at integrity and I look at, everything that encompasses, because anybody can tell you anything. And so character to me is a big plus.
Yeah.
And the character and the integrity of Toi and Angela and the character and integrity that they've been able to build with other people to come in to make that circle and make everything work, it is amazing. I can actually say we will be your friend. My pastor often says, I'm your friend, because a friend is here to tell you the truth.
That's right.
And if a person doesn't tell you the truth, they're not your friend. And I can actually say it's been hard times, but I've always been told the truth. For every client that has come in, they've always told them the truth. You might not want to hear it at the time,
But it's what you need.
But it's what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, with Angela, when she says the blueprint, they're here to give you the blueprint. If you follow the blueprint, they will get you to where you need to go.
Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of times, even though people, they might say their credit is whatever, and I'm like, did you get it off of Credit Karma? Did you get it off of,
where are you getting this
where
from?
are you getting your information from? Because those are for entertainment purposes only.
That's right.
And I say, even if you very well may not be at that point at that moment, but when you get with your lenders, they can help you map it out. Okay, no, you're not ready today, but you could be ready by March. You could be ready by, this month if you do this, this, and this, instead of you thinking, I've had people actually put themselves in worse positions because they paid things off.
Right.
Thinking that that's what they needed to do. And it's like, no.
Exactly.
They got a magical tool.
Again, misinformation. People thinking that, okay, this collection, I'm going to pay this off and that's going to fix everything. Well, let's talk about that for a second. So with your credit, when people think of Credit Karma and Smart Credit and Identity IQ, those are what's called Vantage credit scores. That's not your true credit score. It's basically a tool that basically houses what's on your credit. It's not your true scoring system. So your actual true score is a FICO score. And the FICO score is a collective of all of the items, and it also takes into consideration the types of remarks that's even on the credit as well. People don't know that, but remarks take effect as well on your credit score. So with that being said, if you have a collection or a charge off that's been on your credit, it's been on your credit for a long period of time, it can hurt a client if they pay it off, because the bureau has aged enough with that particular item that when you pay it, it resets it all over again, and it totally drops your score. And I've seen it could drop like 40, 60 points.
What?
Like a huge. So again, that's where you come to the professional and you let us pull your credit. You let us walk you through the start to finish. Okay, this is what we're going to focus on. This is what, is this your account? Things like this, because some things are identity theft too as well. So we educate you on what's on the credit, how to remove it from your credit, how to contact the creditors, how to be more in charge of what is being shown on your credit. Some people don't even know what's on their credit. It's like I'm scared to see it. It's like it's not there, like a bill. I don't want to look at it. It's not there. But we're gonna be grown-ups, and we're gonna do some adulting.
I did that. I was that person because like I said, when you have been in a place that you think is just gonna be yours, you're not gonna move. We didn't know anything about credit. We didn't know anything about saving money. We didn't know. And that's one thing that I do want to say too, that I have learned. I have great mentors. Anything that's worth getting is going to cost you something.
It is.
And it's not necessarily, I have to say it's going to cost monetarily, but you have to know that purchasing a home is going to cost money.
It's going
It's like one of the biggest investments anybody's ever going to do.
You have to have some
absolutely.
money. So I have a lot of clients that'll come and talk about down payment assistance or talk about these things, but you have to be educated with what is there, because a lot of times, even when I was trying to purchase and I was like, well, let's do this or let's do that. And, you know, and once I was educated, it's like, well, do you know that going through this program is going to raise your interest rate? Do you know that there's really nothing for free? It's really just put on the back end.
Yeah, you're paying for it. Absolutely.
And so after learning these things, you know, they were able to let us know exactly. You know, sometimes people are like, well, I don't want to pay for the credit score. I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that. But you have to know to be able to know. We have to be able, and then like I said, you have to be able to pull exactly what needs to be done. It's just kind of like that dentist. You know, we go with this toothache forever, ever, and it's like when you get there, sometimes it's gonna hurt worse to fix it.
That's right.
Sometimes
that's
you have to pull
because that's true.
Sometimes you have to pull it. But
That's
once you let these ladies pull that tooth and dig in and
You're
see
good.
what's all up under
Scrape all that nastiness out.
you get
I know it hurts.
You get to that magical place.
Yes,
you get to that place, and it doesn't matter
if
they're able to save the tooth. It doesn't matter if they have to cap the tooth. It doesn't matter, but you have to sometimes dig deep to get to where you have to go. And you can't be afraid of it because they have the magic hands. I mean, it's just like some people don't want to go to a dentist because of how rough they are, their bedside manner. But when you find the right dentist, when you find the right doctor, when you find that right person that knows how to deal with it, it's the same. We have a relationship with our clients because we know we all have a story. We've all been there. And we want to make this as seemingly painless as possible. Because it is a great time in your life. It is one of the best.
The stigma of homeownership is stressful.
It shouldn't have to be. It shouldn't have to be.
You just got bad information, and that's just what people have passed down. I'm like, my clients, they may have been scared because this is something new, and I'm like, were you gonna not pay your rent? Where you're not gonna pay your car note, where you're not gonna pay your rent
on the freeway. Is that what we're gonna do tomorrow? No,
and we're just gonna leave our.
No,
you're gonna pay those bills, and I'm like, a home is nothing different. People is just, it's a perspective.
Yeah, it's changing your perspective.
It's changing your perspective.
That's it.
Okay, Miss Sean, I really love having this because I can have all of the people in the world talking about why you should come, you know. Work with us, you know?
Come to me.
But to have like an actual success story, and then you know you believed in you believe in them so much that you're like, I'm willing to just be on your team and just to help, you know.
Like I said, I mean, and then like it is so many times where you call anybody and you don't get a person, you don't get a this, you don't get a that. Everybody has to make money, but I can tell you, in all my years, it has never been about the money or the check, or like I said, I have my cell, I have a mortgage cell. It's times that I pick up or people will call at 9 or like, hey, Sean, and it's like, hey, you know, we got this. It is always going to be a reward on the back end. And so for me,
it's like you get happy.
Yes, and so I can say, yes, I do get my paycheck. Yes, I'm able to do XYZ. But it really was Angela and Toi that got me to a point where I did stop looking for full-time work. I don't want to do air quotes. Where it is that, you know what, you can make this, or the connections that you've been able to make, you know, you can work for yourself, you can do these things, and not so much. And it was an uncomfortable shift, but there still is a shift, you know, like, okay, maybe at this time I can't go out and get my hair done every 2 weeks like I used to. So I just cut it off or do something different.
Yesterday.
You know?
You gotta do it.
But it is, again, if you're willing to go through the process, you have to be willing. At the end of the day, these two ladies and myself can do whatever. We can do everything it takes. But if the client isn't willing to listen and be able to do those things, then we are really just not for you. And it is what it is. And it took these two because every time somebody walked out the door, I actually felt
we
bad.
can't help everybody.
What did I do wrong?
Yeah.
And it was like, we didn't do anything
No,
wrong, but we're just not. And that's another
Some people are
thing.
just too afraid of the information. It's too much. And sometimes it has to sink in, and everybody has a process at their own time. And we, as the professionals, had to learn to be okay with that, and went to learn, okay, I'm not going to pressure you or force you. I'm going to give you the tools. It's up to you to use them. It's up to you to use them.
What the old folks say? You can lead the horse to water.
You can't make them drink. That's right. That's right.
That we have a lot of clients that have left and
come right back.
Because it was just like, it's a lot, you know, but it's when you get with the right professionals that it's like, no, it ain't what you wanted to hear, but this is how we can work through it. No, it might not have been what you wanted to hear, but that's okay. You know, this is how we can work through it, you know, and that's what makes you feel special. Okay, because it's going to be a part 2 to this. I just don't know when yet. Okay, because now we're going to put it back into the lender's court. Put it back into the lender's court. Yes, okay, because the market is shifting back to whatever it's shifting to right now, because it's something different every day. Like she literally just said. What are 2 tips that you would give home buyers? Well, a tip for home buyers and a tip for realtors who are out here trying to negotiate these deals, things. It's like, listen, you might not want to, because there was one point where appraisal guarantees was a thing.
Right.
If you're in a position to do appraisal guarantees, throw all your money at the house if you think it's worth it. Now it's like, you ain't gotta get your money for nothing. They throwing money at you.
That's right.
As a lender, especially because new construction takes over and they be offering all these incentives, but it's like, that's not always a good thing when they offering all these things, you know? So from your perspective as a person, like if I don't close the deal, I don't eat. Well, not really, you know, but you gotta hustle in order to get your information out there.
So for realtor professionals, I would say the main thing to do is, since for some reason it always starts with the real estate agent, with the clients. They're the first person to go to. And with that being said, it's all about prepping your clients, asking the right questions for your clients, so then it can help me to help them. You know what I'm saying? So, because sometimes what'll happen is they'll just tell clients, oh, well, you don't have to pay no money, you know, to get in. Some of my agents will say, okay, well, there's so many lenders that can get you down payment assistance, grants. And again, like Sean was saying, you know, our money isn't good money. And so even though it's available, it's a tool, and it may not be the right tool for you. But it's like if the agents would kind of ask the pre-questions ahead of time, like, what is your ultimate goal? How much are you trying to pay? Where are you comfortable at? What have you been paying? Where's your credit at right now? What about your job history? Have you been there long enough? You know, just little kind of questions that'll kind of help kind of steer their mind, so we'll be able to help them with being able to get to the right program.
Yeah.
That's just a good start for that. And as far as, you know, the clients, I would say credit is important. Your credit is extremely important, and knowing where you are is just as more so important. Yeah. So I would say start with that. And if you go to tools like MyFICO is a good tool, because the MyFICO system has a way where you can see what your mortgage credit score is. So it's pretty much the exact same thing that the lenders would see. And so that I would say start there, and then knowing your budget. A lot of people don't even know what their budget is. You know, they see a house, oh, it's in my neighborhood, oh, it looks like I can afford it, or it looks like, you know, it's something that I can do, but it may be not the right time or not the right amount. You know, it's just all different kinds of factors. So it's just being realistic about your budget and even knowing what that is. Yeah. And, you know, so again, that's where the education comes in with us, where we're going to walk you through all that. That's one of my questions I ask people is, how much are you comfortable with monthly? Right. You know, because they're like, I don't want to spend more than $200,000 on a house. And I'm like, just because you think it's $200,000, do you know how much that $200,000 payment is? Right. You know what's going to cost that $200,000. It's not just The payment. Okay, so you have your principal and interest, your taxes. Do you know that they have a homeowner association in that neighborhood?
Yes.
Do you know if you're trying to get this townhome, do you know it's a monthly fee? Do you know if it's a yearly fee? Do you know how much that is? Do you know in certain parts of this city, if you're across the street, the tax is 3.2%, and on this side it may be 2.1%, which can make or break how much you pay. So even though that $200,000 house for a Joe Blow Schmo is one payment, that $200,000 across the street is a whole nother payment.
It's a whole nother payment.
So again, it's the payment, not the size of the house. It's your payment of what you're comfortable with that we want to stick with.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then getting with because your sister might have got the house at this amount,
Right.
and her payment look like this. Doesn't mean that that's going to be the case across the board.
Every situation is different, like Toi said. Credit and money. You don't know what you put down on the house. You don't know what you've invested. You don't know if people have been saving for 10
right.
years
Yes,
as opposed to me 30 days out ain't saved a dime.
What's that SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs, where you like trying to figure it out?
Everybody's situation is unique and different. It is like a thumbprint. Boss lady said Social Security. It is a thumbprint. It's a fingerprint. Everybody's situation is totally different.
And we approach it as such, yeah.
I really love that. Thank you, ladies, for y'all's time and y'all's fierceness. Yeah, we need to make this like a quarterly kind of thing, just to kind of chime in
with the market.
What the market
It's
is
going to change again. It is going to change again, probably in the next couple months, actually.
And contact us when you're ready to refinance.
Yes,
refinance boom is coming. Yes, it's coming.
Okay,
yeah.
you said next couple of months. So what you think?
Well, yeah, this year the rate was, it's election year, so the rates will be dropping. To what? How significant? We have no idea. And let's touch that. So since the rates are going to drop, that doesn't mean you just wait until the rates drop. Why? Because that means the property market is going to change, and that means the values are going to skyrocket.
I'm sorry. I was really just saying it the other day.
That's exactly what that means. So while it fixes one issue, it creates a whole other issue. So if you're ready to buy right now, get in the house right now, and the payment, the rate can change once you're in the house. So
what's the old saying? Marry the house, date
date the rate.
Yeah.
Date the rate, marry the house.
The rate can change, but the house can't.
They
I
cannot.
have people that they just like, oh, well, I'm waiting on. And I'm like, you're going to wait for this? But that's exactly what I said. I was like, the rates might drop. This is not made to be comfortable for you. This is made for them to make money.
That's right.
So if the rates are dropping, then that means the housing prices are going to go right
go
back
up.
again.
And then there's no more negotiations with any contributions from the seller. Those appraisal waivers are going to come back up again. Like it's going to get crazy. So right now, while it is a buyer's market, it's time to buy right now.
It's the calm before the storm.
It
even
is
if it
calm
don't feel
before the
like
storm,
it.
for sure.
And the rates back in 1989 was like 13.5%.
It was. It sure was. It was.
So I've heard. I was just a
yeah.
wee little tart. You know what I'm saying? But from what I heard, and the houses were $89,000.
It was definitely double digits.
Oh,
definitely.
I was 89 and 89. That must have been a good year.
Now the housing, the values were much lower, but still the rates
Interest
were
rates were high.
extremely high.
And when people talk about, I'm waiting on the prices to drop down, I was like, you're waiting for the prices to drop down, but the interest rates are going to be where they're going to be at. So
If it's something you want, it's something you want. Like I said,
You pay
it
for what
is
you
an
want.
investment. You do pay for what you want.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, again, it comes in maturity. Sometimes people aren't mature enough to be a homeowner.
That's right.
And that's another thing, like I said, that I like the integrity of Toi and Angela, because sometimes, God gives you wisdom. You have this wisdom, and sometimes when you talk to clients, sometimes you have that discernment that they're just not ready.
It's not time.
They're just not ready.
So your prediction is that, and this is what I believe, is that the interest rates, like you said, gonna go down.
It'll go down, but we don't know to what. It could go down. So right now, the rates are in the high 6s, low 7s. It can go to the mid 6s, and that's where it's gonna stop. Who knows? And everybody's thinking, it's gonna do this dramatic drop, and I'm gonna get back in those 2s or 3s. It's never gonna go back to that again. Just like the pandemic, we hope never happens again. Let's go ahead and let that 2-3 interest rate moment. It's not coming back. Predictions are it's probably going to go in the 5s.
That's what I think too.
That's predictions, and that's what it was before the pandemic. So we think it's probably going to go back to that, and it's going to plateau, and that's probably where it kind of is going to be. So, but again, that's predictions. It's nothing set in stone. Nobody knows until it happens. Or when it happens. It could happen at the end of next year. It could. Who knows?
And with predictions, like I said, basically what Ms. Toy is saying is the time to buy is now.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
And people be like, you're just trying to get a check. It's like, no, that I mean, yeah, but that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah,
you know, so,
exactly.
Any closing remarks? Anyone? Call me. If you need someone to help you. But yeah, no, I'm so thankful for y'all's time today. I know.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm thankful.
I gotta
for
get to another
Angela.
client, and
Yes, because they got
get to our
money.
clients. Yes.
My boss lady probably wondering why I'm not in the office.
Yeah.
I'm getting I hear my phone is bothering me because I want to.
Yes. No, but I really appreciate it, and just stay tuned. We don't know. This might be a quarterly market update, from your preferred realtor professional. So
Absolutely.
you can find her at, what's your stuff one more again?
www.applywithtoy.com.
Flywithtoy.com.
TOI, not Y.
TOI.
TOI.
And then do you want to find you?
Mortgage loans
Mortgage loans
by Angela. That's right.
Info.
But either or, I'm getting it.
She gonna
That's
get
right.
it.
That's right.
Who's like,
We're on all social media too: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Lux Mortgage Group. That's it.
Thank you. Of course, y'all know me, the real realtor of Houston.
The real.
Servicing all of your real estate needs. And I have all of my preferred partners that I like to do business with. So if I can be of service in any kind of way, any questions that you have with all things real estate, please don't hesitate to reach out. You got me on YouTube as The Real Realtor of Houston, and also on Instagram as The Real Realtor of Houston.
Yeah.
And I'm on Facebook as Kendall Butler Realtor, but I'm trying to figure out how to change that.
To
The Real Realtor of Houston.
Anal, I don't know.
That's okay, it's coming. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
My FICO is it's a B. Okay.
Ooh, the wilderness just wanted me attractive.
Yes.
We so
I'm
serious.
saying, because it's trying to come on. No.